Tonight, a Dennery resident speaks out following a drive-by shooting that left her home riddled with bullets. The St. Lucia Met Services addresses public concern about the level of Saharan dust. And a frustrated cruise ship worker makes a desperate appeal for help in repatriating to St. Lucia. The details of these stories and more are coming up.
This is the Hot 7 Nightly News with Lovelace and Amy Joseph.
Good night. It is Monday, the 22nd of June, 2020. Welcome to the Hot 7 TV Nightly News on Floor Channel 117, on Kiss FM, and on our Caribbean Hot FM mobile app. I'm Lovely St. Amy Joseph. Thank you for joining us. Dennery resident Janelle Mathre is speaking out following a drive-by shooting that left her home riddled with bullets. She says on Sunday, sometime around 8:20 p.m., she was startled by the sound of multiple gunshots.
And when I heard the loud sound, trust me, I don't even know how to describe it. It froze me a bit until when I checked myself and I called for my son. And the first time I didn't, and when I called him the second time, he answered. I asked him to come, and we ran for shelter in the bathroom. And I didn't hear anything again. But people around, came out and those running and so on. And it's afterwards, my neighbor called me, asked me if I'm okay. I told her, yes, I think so.
Mathre is counting her blessings, given that the entrance to her home and her daughter's room were both riddled with bullets.
And I asked my daughter to go to her room to get changed so we could have prayed. And it's only when she went in her room, she's calling to me, Mommy, come and take a look at this. And when I rushed into the room, I'm seeing all the bullet holes in her room. It ended up piercing through her room, through mine. And it took a window, it broke the window I had at the back of the house.
The proud Christian woman is adamant that she has no conflict with anyone and cannot wrap her mind around why such an incident would take place near her home.
And I was not satisfied with what went on with the police, because I don't know what's going on. I have no cause, no problem with anybody, and some people pass and shoot, and it's me and my family that would have been dead. And I feel the police officers need to do a better job and stand up to those persons. And I'm sending a message out there. Those young guys or whoever they are that is passing and just spraying bullets and killing innocent people, there is hope for them in Jesus. You understand what I'm saying?
Mathre has given an official statement to the police and an investigation is underway. The director of the St. Lucia Met Services says the current Saharan dust plaguing the region is cause for major concern. Rochelle Gonzalez tells us more in this report.
The St. Lucia Meteorological Office has addressed the Saharan haze, which has covered the region over the past week and has seemingly been wreaking havoc on persons who suffer from respiratory ailments. On Monday, June 22nd, the Trinidad and Tobago Weather Center had reduced the air quality levels on the Air Quality Index to hazardous for the first time in recorded history. St. Lucia has not been spared from the effects of the haze, which has led the director of the St. Lucia Met Office, Andre Joyeux, to send a word of caution to the masses.
At present, we have an area of dust haze, which is affecting the region, and we are asking persons who operate small craft to remain in port, that they should not venture far from the shoreline. The effects of this thick dust haze is also that it is affecting persons with respiratory problems, such as asthma. So we're asking persons with such ailment to have their medication close to them, and that they should refrain from going out and doing outdoor activities. We're also asking persons to refrain from burning of debris and other materials.
Joyeux said persons need not fret, as the haze is not here to stay.
This area of dust haze will most likely be around for a while, but it will be the thickness of the haze will be reduced by tomorrow. We will still have dust haze in the air, but not as prevalent as what we have in right now. So we're expecting a reduction by tomorrow.
The presence of the haze is not all doom and gloom. In fact, it serves to somewhat prevent the formation of tropical storms and hurricanes, which could in turn decimate the region. Whilst hurricane development is still possible, the conditions are not favorable because the haze from the Sahara Desert will spread west. This spreading of dust is caused by the trade winds from Africa. The phenomenon keeps hurricane development down because hurricanes need warm, muggy air to develop, whilst the Saharan dust will make the air mass more dry. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I'm Rochelle Gonzalez.
Prime Minister Alan Chastanet says although work on the St. Jude project had been delayed for a little over a month due to the COVID-19 partial shutdown, the structure is now approximately 70% complete after 7 months of work. He noted that the project currently employs approximately 400 workers, many of them employed as steel benders, concrete workers, carpenters, skilled workers, engineers, administration personnel, and security. He noted on his official Facebook page that the new structure incorporates all the functions and services of the existing east and surgical wings with interconnected two-story structures integrated through retrofitting of some existing buildings to achieve a fully functioning hospital to match the services of a Level 4 facility. The Ministry of Tourism, in collaboration with the Ministry of External Affairs, say they are working assiduously alongside the Office of the Chief Medical Officer to repatriate citizens of St. Lucia during the global COVID-19 pandemic. While hundreds have been successfully repatriated and have expressed delight at being home, others are still calling out for help to get back on home soil. Joanna Joseph, a St. Lucian on the MSC cruise line, says she has been waiting for over 3 months with little to no word from authorities. Genevieve Gonzague tells us more.
More than 700 St. Lucian nationals have been repatriated due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The last cohort consisted of 168 returnees. One seafarer, Joanna Joseph, says she has been awaiting correspondence for 3 months. She expressed her frustration to Hot 7 TV News and called on relevant authorities to communicate the measures put in place for the repatriation of St. Lucian nationals stuck at sea.
I'm calling out on our government. I'm calling out on the people that are in charge of assisting us seafarers to come home. Some of us are very far. We are not in the Caribbean waters, neither we are in the US waters. Some of us are as far as being in Italy, being in Genoa, and Brazil. And I think some people are also in other parts of the world. I am asking for assistance because I'm feeling like some of us are being we are forgotten, you know. We are not in the system and people do not even know if we are out there. So I am sending this message out today to say to our government of St. Lucia, the Minister of Tourism, that we have seafarers that are in different parts of the world who are stuck right now, who are frustrated, and we need to come home to our family.
Joseph claims that although she is trying her utmost to establish contact with authorities and remain abreast of developments, she isn't receiving any new information on repatriation.
I have been getting the same answer every day, that they are waiting on my government, they are waiting for my government to reply to put stuff in place. I am asking you guys to assist us, to put things in place. We need people to answer up to us. I have been trying my best to contact, people in certain areas, as in the ambassador. I've sent a message to Ministry of Education, and nobody is not giving me any answers. So I am taking the time out today to say, guys, some of us out there are getting frustrated.
Joseph has indicated that she is constantly on edge as she is the only St. Lucian on this particular cruise line. She says it has been very unnerving watching other nationals be repatriated while she still awaits to receive word. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Genevieve Gonzalez.
A number of COVID-19 tests have returned negative. The island's chief medical officer, Dr. Sharon Belmar-George, has noted that many of these were carried out on repatriated nationals. Vigilance on the part of the Ministry of Health and regular testing continue in the fight against the COVID-19 pandemic. The island's chief medical officer, Dr. Sharon Belmar-George, delivered reassuring news on Monday, the 22nd of June, regarding the island's continued negative streak when it comes to testing for the dreaded virus.
As of June 22, 2020, St. Lucia has recorded a total of 19 confirmed cases of COVID-19. 18 of those cases have fully recovered. Testing results received on the weekend indicated 98 negative test results. These results include many of the repatriated nationals. A total of 1,584 tests have been carried out to date.
The World Health Organization has reported over 8 million confirmed cases of COVID-19 globally, with 461,715 deaths. Within the region of the Americas, there has been a total of 3,841,609 cases. The CMO says the health ministry notes that generally people have relaxed on the public health measures implemented in St. Lucia. As social activity has increased, she reminds the public to continue adhering to recommended measures.
We continue to request that every individual practice the standard recommendations to prevent the spread of infection. These include regular hand washing with soap and water, or the use of alcohol-based hand sanitizer where soap and water may not be available. To cover your mouth and nose with disposable tissues when coughing and sneezing. To also avoid close contact with anyone who's showing symptoms of respiratory illness, such as coughing and sneezing, and to wear your homemade or cloth mask when leaving home.
It is also recommended that people continue to maintain the 6 feet distance when in public, even while wearing a mask. The community wellness centers and respiratory clinics also remain open to provide care to all in need, and people are urged to utilize their services in a timely manner. You're watching the Hot 7 TV Nightly News. Still to come, Archbishop Robert Rivas says the police force is in need of reform in order to be able to carry out their duties effectively. St. Lucia's economic recovery and resilience plan is ready for implementation. And the late Joy Solis to be laid to rest in an official ceremony on Wednesday, the 24th of June. That and more coming up after the break.